Hello, you are watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Châu Nguyễn, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Party General Secretary Dolam begins visits to Indonesia. Army Corps 34 expected training of military parade. GUANGDONG of China augments cooperation with Vietnam. On March the 9th, Party General Secretary Dolam and his spouse and the high-ranking Vietnamese delegation arrived at Halim Perdana Kusuma Military Airport, Jakarta, starting a state visit to Indonesia and an official visit to the ASEAN Secretariat from March the 9th to the 11th at the invitation of Indonesian President and President of the Great Indonesian Movement Party Prabowo Subianto and ASEAN Secretary General Cao Kim Hoon. The Vietnamese delegation was welcomed by Indonesia's Maritime Affairs and Fisheries Minister Sakti Wahyu Trenggono, Indonesian ambassador to Vietnam Denny Abdi, and other Indonesian officials. Vietnamese ambassador to Indonesia Tạ Văn Thông and his spouse, Ambassador Tôn Thị Ngọc Hương, permanent representative of Vietnam to ASEAN, and diplomatic staff were also present at the welcoming ceremony. Indonesia honored the delegation with a ceremonial 7-gun salute, showing that the host attaches importance to this visit. This marks the first visit by a General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam to Indonesia in nearly 8 years, since August 2017, and also the first by a Vietnamese party chiefs to ASEAN Secretariat. The timing of the visit is particularly significant as the two countries are celebrating the 70th anniversary of their diplomatic relations this year, with Indonesia being the first Southeast Asian country to set up diplomatic ties with Vietnam in 2055. After 70 years, particularly since the establishment of the strategic partnership in 2013, Vietnam-Indonesia cooperation has developed in a more comprehensive and intensive manner. The exchange of high-ranking delegations and contacts have been carried out regularly through both bilateral and multilateral forums. The visit also takes place on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of Vietnam's accession to ASEAN, a historical milestone in the process of regional and international integration. Vietnam's contributions are closely linked to the meaningful development of ASEAN, helping strengthen a united, self-reliant, and open ASEAN community. Within the framework of the state visit to Indonesia and the official visit to the ASEAN Secretariat, on March the 9th, General Secretary Dolam attended the official announcement ceremony for Vietnam Airlines direct route connecting Ho Chi Minh City and Bali Resort Islands Denpasar Sa from June 2025, held by Vietnam Airlines. This is the second route of Vietnam Airlines connecting Vietnam and Indonesia, bringing the total number of flights of the airline between the two countries to 14 flights per week. At the event, Indonesian ambassador to Vietnam Denny Abdi highlighted the significance of enhanced connectivity between the two countries. He welcomed Vietnam Airlines' initiative to establish direct flights between the two localities, noting that this development would increase the number of two-way tourists and open numerous opportunities for bilateral cooperation across various sectors. The national flag carrier will initially operate 4 round trips weekly between the two localities from June the 1st. From July, it will increase the frequency to daily flights. On this occasion, General Secretary Dolam witnessed the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation between Vietnam Airlines and the Indonesian Travel Agents Association, and a Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation between Saigon Tourist Group and Golden Rama Tourism Company, Indonesia. In addition, Saigon Tourist Group exchanged a MOU with Golden Rama Tourism Company, Indonesia. The same day, the commander of Army Corps 34 inspected the training of military parade celebrating the 50th anniversary of the South Liberation and the National Reunification in Bình Dương Province. The unit is tasked with training some military parade forces. In addition, it is asked to ensure accommodation and training for Military Region 9 and the bodyguard. The commander of Army Corps 34 praised the positive spirit, utmost efforts, and high determination of the troops and asked them to uphold their sense of responsibility, overcome all difficulties, and successfully complete all assigned tasks by the Ministry of National Defense. Also on March the 9th, a working delegation of Corps 12 Command inspected the progress of the Gantho-Gamao section of the North-South Eastern Expressway project in the 2021-2025 period and launched the lightning speed determined to win emulation campaign at key transport projects in the southwest region. Corps 12 participated in the construction of two components projects of the Gantho-Gamao section of the North-South Eastern Expressway project in the 2021-2025 period, with a total main route length of over 20 kilometers and 20 bridges. Corps 12 is the first unit to lay asphalt concrete on the entire project with a volume of over 7,000 tons. 14 out of 20 bridges have been built, and the others are to be completed by April the 30th. On this occasion, the Corps launched the lightning speed determined to win emulation campaign at key transport projects in the southwest region until May the 31st, 2025, to boost the progress, contributing to celebrating the 50th anniversary of the South Liberation and the national reunification. A Chinese man suffering from cardiac arrest was recently saved by the Vietnamese bodyguard force at Mong Cái border gate, Quảng Ninh province. In detail, on the afternoon of March the 8th, while exiting Mong Cái International Border Gate, a Chinese man had an epileptic seizure, then cardiac arrest. Sing Lieutenant Colonel Lê Khương Duy and Lieutenant Colonel Bùi Tuấn Anh, who were Vietnamese bodyguards on duty, along with some other people, immediately provided first aid to the patient. After about 3 minutes of performing first aid, the patient showed signs of heartbeat again, his limbs moved again, and he gradually regained consciousness, then was taken to China by his accompanying relatives for further treatment. Coming up next, Guangdong of China augments cooperation with Vietnam. Close relations between French and Vietnamese localities strengthened. Being the economic locomotive of China, Guangdong province has been seeking to promote domestic and international cooperation, including with Vietnam, in such different fields as science, technology, innovation, investment, and digital transformation. Speaking at an opening discussion with the framework of the National People's Congress, leaders and businesses of the Guangdong delegation affirmed that they are making efforts to strengthen and seek investment cooperation opportunities with ASEAN countries, especially with Vietnam, in many areas. Guangdong is currently one of the localities having the largest trade volume with Vietnam among Chinese localities, accounting for 21.1% of total import and export turnover. According to statistics from China Customs, trade turnover between Vietnam and Guangdong in 2023 reached $48.24 billion, of which Vietnam exported $22.89 billion. Vietnam-Singapore relations are set for a new breakthrough as both nations mark key anniversary this year, Vietnam's 80th National Day and Singapore's 60th Independence Day. In an interview with a correspondent, Mr. Desmond Chu, Member of Parliament and Mayor of the Northeast District, affirmed that the bilateral ties are entering a crucial development phase. Mr. Desmond Chu noted that Vietnam and Singapore have strengthened not only people-to-people ties, but also economic and political relations. Singapore's investments, including the Vietnam-Singapore industrial parks, have created opportunities for Singaporean and ASEAN investors in Vietnam.
Now,
Vietnam and Singapore relations are advancing to a new level with deeper cooperation in technology, digital partnerships, and renewable energy, key areas for ASEAN and the region. We aim to work together to tackle challenges and develop stronger solutions. Regarding future cooperation, Mr. Chu stressed the need to strengthen people-to-people diplomacy, enabling individuals at all levels, from leaders to students, to better understand each other's culture and business practices, unlocking new opportunities. Mr. Chu also noted that another key area for enhanced Vietnam-Singapore cooperation is technology and digitalization. He highlighted Vietnam's deep expertise in these fields, particularly in its technological and digital talent pool. We hope to collaborate more with Vietnamese companies and support Singaporean firms in expanding into Vietnam to leverage its abundant talent pool, especially in the technology sector. Mr. Desmond Chu emphasized the importance of greater talent exchange to enhance mutual understanding of opportunities and cultural nuances, ensuring long-term prosperity in Vietnam-Singapore relations. From March the 6th to the 8th, a delegation from the Vietnamese embassy in France, led by Ambassador Đinh Toàn Thắng, had a working visit to Aigle province in France's Occitan region, aiming to strengthen local-level cooperation in the context that the two countries are having upgraded their relationship to comprehensive strategic partnership in 2024, after 50 years of diplomatic relations. Welcoming Ambassador Đinh Toàn Thắng at his office, Aigle Governor François-Xavier Loge praised the strong Vietnam-France friendship and the positive integration of the Vietnamese community in Aigle, making them a vital bridge between the two countries. Reviewing the strong development of Vietnam in the process of social-economic transformation and international integration, Ambassador Thắng expressed his desire to seek new opportunities to further strengthen the cooperation and friendship between the two countries. The two sides mainly discussed areas of mutual interest, particularly climate change response, education, and cultural exchange. Vietnam and France boast a historical connection. Their shared history is the basis for the development of friendship between the two sides. I know that Vietnam is economically dynamic. We also have dynamic businesses. We also have excellent universities in this province. The University of Montpellier welcomes a large number of Vietnamese students. In the city of Béziers, Ambassador Thắng met with Mayor Robert Ménard, who is also president of Béziers Méditerranée Urban Community. Béziers is one of France's oldest towns and a renowned wine capital. Their talks covered higher education, economic partnerships, cultural exchange, and tourism development. The two sides also discussed the potential for cooperation between local businesses of France and Vietnam, especially in the fields of seafood processing and wine production. The ambassador and I discussed a number of areas where we can work together. A very clear example is tourism. Another area is the seafood sector. We have a large frozen chain. We have businesses specializing in fish, especially red tuna, exported to the Asian market. At the working session in the coastal town of Varas-Plage, climate change and coastal erosion topped discussions between Ambassador Thắng and Mayor Daniel Berleste. The two sides discussed the possibility of cooperation in research and experience exchange, including the development of the mangrove forest system that Vietnam has been applying, the construction of artificial reefs to protect the coast in France, and learning from the experience in building dikes. We can cooperate in developing techniques to combat salinity and coastal erosion. I know that Vietnam's rice-growing areas have been threatened by salinity. Our city is also in the same situation. Therefore, I believe that we can establish a relationship based on this issue. The visit achieved positive results. We have built and further strengthened the close relationship between the regions of France and Vietnam. There are the regions where the Vietnamese community has contributed significantly too. Regional partners in the fields of training, economy, and trade have been running large projects with Vietnam, meeting the current aspirations and needs in the fields of human resource training. In Aigle province, Ambassador Đinh Toàn Thắng and the delegation had meetings with local businesses, visited Baba Group's tuna processing plant, exchanged with lecturers and students of RUT Béziers University, and met with the Vietnamese community. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at QPVN.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.